The Leaning Tower of Pisa. History, secrets, and glory of a tilted world wonder. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is one of the most iconic and beloved monuments in the world. Every year, millions of tourists visit this Italian city to admire the famous tilted structure. The tower has become a symbol of human ingenuity as well as the imperfections that make life unique. But the history behind the tower is complex and fascinating, a story of power, architecture, natural forces, and patience that spans centuries. During the Middle Ages, especially between the 11th and 13th centuries, Pisa was one of the powerful maritime republics of Italy. Alongside Genoa, Venice, and Amalfi, Pisa controlled crucial trade routes in the Mediterranean Sea. These city-states built vast fleets of ships and established colonies across the Mediterranean and even in the Black Sea region. Pisa's wealth came from trade, military conquests, and naval dominance. The city thrived on commerce of goods like spices, silk, and precious metals, often clashing with rival cities and powers. With its growing power, Pisa sought to showcase its prestige through grand architectural projects. The Piazza dei Miracoli, Square of Miracles, where the Leaning Tower now stands, was conceived as a religious and civic center symbolizing Pisa's prosperity. The cathedral, Duomo di Pisa, the baptistry, the cemetery, Camposanto, and the bell tower, the Leaning Tower, were designed as a harmonious complex reflecting Pisa's wealth and devotion. Construction of the tower began in 1173, during the height of Pisa's Golden Age. This was a period marked by intense artistic and architectural development in Europe, often referred to as the Romanesque era. Pisa was a powerful maritime republic in the 11th and 12th centuries, a seafaring city-state competing with cities like Genoa, Venice, and Amalfi for trade routes and colonial influence across the Mediterranean Sea. The wealth and prestige of Pisa came from trade, shipbuilding, and military strength. It was a time when cities proudly displayed their power through grand buildings like cathedrals, churches, gates, and towers. Constructing a large, impressive bell tower was part of these ambitions. The plan was to build a tower with perfect proportions, designed in the elegant Romanesque style popular in Tuscany at the time. The first 3 floors were built with white marble, decorated with columns and arches. But early on, as the second floor was completed, problems arose. The tower started to lean even before it was finished. This was due to the soft soil beneath Pisa, a mixture of clay and sand, unable to support the tower's weight properly. The soft soil beneath the tower couldn't distribute the weight evenly, causing the foundation to sink on one side. This led to the characteristic tilt of the tower. Construction was halted after only 3 floors had been built. Interestingly, the long pause in construction, which lasted decades, was ultimately crucial to the tower's survival. It allowed nature time to stabilize the soil, preventing immediate collapse. For almost 200 years, construction resumed and then stopped intermittently. Architects tried to correct the lean by building upper floors slightly tilted in the opposite direction of the lean. This gave the tower a subtle curve. This correction not only resulted in a striking lean, but also a unique shape that makes the tower even more fascinating. The tower was slowly completed, with the final floor and bell chamber finished in the 14th century. The tower served as the bell tower for the cathedral, an important part of the church complex in the Piazza dei Miracoli. The bells marked the time, called people to prayer, and warned of danger. It was also a symbol of Pisa's power and prestige, designed to demonstrate the city's grandeur. The tower is part of the cathedral complex, emphasizing Pisa's role as a religious center. The Catholic Church wielded significant power during this time, and monumental churches and towers symbolized both faith and the city's earthly power. The bells of the tower were not only for telling time, but also served to call citizens to worship, warn of dangers, and celebrate important events. However, Pisa's fortunes fluctuated due to wars and shifting alliances. The city fought a notable naval battle against Genoa in 1284, the Battle of Meloria, which marked the decline of Pisa's naval dominance. After its completion in the 14th century, Pisa slowly lost political and economic power, overshadowed by other Italian cities like Florence. However, the Leaning Tower remained a city landmark. During the Renaissance, the tower inspired admiration and curiosity. Scholars, artists, and later scientists like Galileo Galilei became associated with Pisa's intellectual history. A famous legend tells that the renowned scientist Galileo Galilei conducted experiments on gravity by dropping objects from the tower. While historically unconfirmed, this story adds to the tower's intrigue as a place where science and mystery meet. In the 20th century, fears grew that the tower might collapse. The tilt angle increased to over 5 degrees, and serious concerns about stability emerged. Various attempts were made to save the tower, including placing counterweights and removing soil from beneath the higher side. From 1990 to 2001, a large-scale restoration project took place. Engineers carefully removed soil from the higher side and strengthened the foundation. Thanks to these efforts, the tower is now stabilized and safe for visitors, with the tilt reduced to about 4 degrees. Efforts to preserve and stabilize the tower reflect a broader modern appreciation for cultural heritage and the challenges of conserving ancient monuments. The Leaning Tower of Pisa attracts millions of visitors annually. Tourists can climb the steep spiral staircase to the top and enjoy spectacular views over Pisa and the Tuscan countryside. The entire complex, the Piazza dei Miracoli, is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its cultural and historical significance. The tower weighs approximately 14,500 tons. Its foundation is only about 3 meters deep, unusually shallow for such a tall structure. The heaviest bell weighs over 3.5 tons. During World War II, the tower was spared on orders from Allied troops due to its cultural importance. The tilt varies slightly with the seasons and weather. It is the only tower worldwide deliberately preserved in its leaning state, while most leaning buildings are stabilized or demolished. The Leaning Tower became a metaphor for the unexpected and the imperfect. Rather than being a failure, it became a unique symbol and tourist attraction.